Greetings, YouTube. This is Pooks for USMC, and this is my first video here on YouTube. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point. Swore to myself I was never going to make a video or a video response to any of the videos out there and comments out there, but this is gone way beyond just simple videos and comments. We have a situation that's been going on for far too long in the federal government, where there is a man sitting in the office of the President of the United States who, by deed and definition, does not meet the requirements to hold the office of the President of the United States. Simply doesn't. My sources are the Constitution of the United States and the United States Supreme Court. Let's get into, first and foremost, the man is President Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a senator in Chicago, the senator from Illinois, and from what I can gather and from what I can read, he did a lot of good work with civil rights and used his, supposedly he has a law degree from Harvard, used that law degree to do good work in the community. Won't take that away from him. However, it became apparent years ago, there were questions about his birth and whether or not he was indeed a natural born citizen. These questions arise and were overlooked for whatever reason. I have my own opinions on that. None that I can prove, none that anybody really would be able to prove, but except for Barack himself. This man gained office as the President of the United States. Now, for anybody that remembers or even took civics and government in school or in high school or went to college, one very simple document all males have to sign at their local post office is what they call a Selective Service form. Okay, they have to file and register for Selective Service. If you want to hold any type of job office any type of office in the government, you have to file for Selective Service. It's a requirement. You have to file for Selective Service at the age of 18, no matter what. His Selective Service document has been scrutinized and is, we shall say, questionable. There's a strict, according to federal regulations, there is a strict format that has to be followed when issuing the document and portraying the date that this document was issued. It is a 2-digit month, a 2-digit day, and a 4-digit year. Obama's Selective Service document holds 2-digit day, 2-digit month, and a 2-digit year. You can go in and read about it. I've done the research on the internet, and these stamps are issued to the post offices, and the rubber stamp for the year is always in 4 digits. Now, in Obama's case, Selective Service documents dated days before and days after from the same post office, not a different post office in Chicago, but from the same post office, all have that 4-digit year configuration. Obama's doesn't. Obama's is the only one from that post office that has a 2-digit year configuration. All the rest are complete. They're in accordance with federal regulations guiding the date configuration, 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 4-digit year. Going forward, there's questions about his birth certificate. I've seen documents, and I have gone with Adobe Illustrator, and I have downloaded what was supplied by the White House at the whitehouse.gov, the long form PDF file of his birth certificate, opened it with Adobe Illustrator, and I, for myself, have seen the several different layers. And that can only happen if it's created as such. If it was simply, and that's not to say that if they had created it and once they were done, had printed it out and then scanned it into the White House database, when it was, when the scan was done and it was downloaded, it would only show one layer. However, it was created in the database because there are multiple layers, and a scanned document does not show up in Adobe Illustrator with layers. It's one single layer. It's one piece of paper with information printed on it and then scanned in. There are no layers. It's just a two-dimensional document. Obama's isn't. There's other finite factors. There's the ink and some of the printing and the differences in printing with real pen and creating information and cutting and pasting it onto the document. There's differences in there, and I'm not well trained enough to verse it. I understand what it says, but I don't know enough about it to actually explain it to you. So I'm not going to go into that. Those videos are out there for you to find. I have them listed amongst my favorites. If you want to private message me, go right ahead. I'll share the links with all of the videos, and there's multiple videos out there, and not just 2, 3, or 4. There's literally almost dozens. Anyways, Obama is sitting in the office of the President of the United States, and he is doing so illegitimately. And my information comes directly from the Constitution of the United States and the United States Supreme Court. The Constitution of the United States says, and I quote, in Article 2, and this is Article 2, Section 1, Paragraph 5, no person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible for the office of President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the year of age 35 and been 14 years a resident within the United States. Okay, so what that means is that no one under the age of 35, whether they're natural born or not, can accept the nomination to President of the United States. Okay, they have to be age 35 when it's presented to them and when they accept and swear in. They also, from that day previous, have to have 14 years living in the United States, within the United States boundaries. Okay, that does include territories such as Puerto Rico and Guam, but they have to reside within the United States for a period of 14 years leading up to 14 consecutive years leading up to the date of appointment. Okay, so now that we have read the Constitution of the United States, where it states no person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible for the office of President, we go one step further. Nowhere in the Constitution does it state exactly what a natural-born citizen is, and so I looked it up. And the United States Supreme Court precedents in the case of Minor v. Happersett is binding precedents as to the constitutional definition of a natural-born citizen, as per the United States Supreme Court. Minor v. Happersett, it's M-I-N-O-R v. Happersett, H-A-P-P-E-R-S-E-T-T. And the links to this information will be in the description of the video below. Anybody that wants to look at it, feel free, look it up. Okay, again, the Constitution of the United States is Article 2, Section 1, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th paragraph down. This U.S. Supreme precedent says that it can no longer be denied there is controlling U.S. Supreme Court precedent concerning the definition of a natural-born citizen according to Article 2, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution. I predict Satori will overcome those of you who have labored over this issue. This is written by Justice of the Supreme Court. And said, this is not a remote, obscure reading. It is, when revealed, a clear, undeniable holding and binding precedent established by the highest court of our nation, which specifically defines in Article 2, Section 1, natural-born citizen as a person born in the United States to parents who are citizens. Now, that two things. That says, number one, a natural-born citizen is a person who was born in the United States and born to parents, plural, not one, but two, who are citizens. Regardless of his birth certificate, his selective service, regardless of any other document that he's forged or frauded the citizens of the United States with. This right here states that he is not eligible to hold President of the United States office because he is not born of two naturalized parents. He is not born of two citizens. He is born of one citizen, his father being a citizen of Kenya here on a school visa. His father and his family have never denied that his father was a citizen of Kenya, and that his grandmother was a citizen of Kenya, and that his brother was, and it goes on and on. So this is not deniable. I just, I really find it upsetting that people can look at the information presented here. And it took me less than 10 minutes to find all this information. I mean, it's very simple, very easy. Just Google it, click on the links, and read it. Very simple. And this gets my blood boiling because, you know what? It's time that we wake up. It's time that we wake up and realize that, hey, you know what? The guy's a fraud. And what he says holds no weight. He has no credibility because he's defrauded us already. So I know I said I'd never make one of these, and I can't believe I'm actually doing it, but I had to say it. I had to speak out because this has gone far enough. This is just too much bullshit, and it's time that we get up off our asses and do something about it. So with that, I'll post the links to both the Constitution, Article 2, Section 1, Paragraph 5, and the Supreme Court precedents so that you can read it for yourself. And, hey, take it for what it is. It is the truth. It's the rule of law. It's the Constitution that governs our entire society. And the United States Supreme Court that upholds that Constitution. So you can take it for what it's worth. I know the truth. Anybody with any comprehensible mental clarity and skill and intelligence can glean the truth from it. So, all right, that's it. Goodbye, YouTube, and God bless and Semper Fi.